friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Leah. This is Homeschool at Heart, and today I'm going to be talking about my goals for 2024. Okay, so it's been a while since I have actually gotten on here and shared a video. I have had kind of a crazy time and just decided that with all of the wild things going on in my life that I needed to take a little bit of a break. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I have a recap of last year's goals and we'll talk about that first, and then we'll get to my goals for this year. In my last video about goals at the beginning of 2023, I had some homeschool goals and I had some goals for myself personally, and I'll talk about all of those and see if we actually made it. This is homeschool goals. I had make more time for fun. We definitely did that. We took so many trips last year. We went to the tide pools. We went to the mission in San Juan Capistrano. We went to the pumpkin patch. We went to tons of places, and we went on a giant trip up to Northern California and saw our state capitol. So that was definitely the top coolest thing that we did last year. Plus we did some shows, we did games, we did educational videos, lots of things that we kind of built into our school year to make it fun. So I think that we can say, yes, check mark that one, we definitely did. Learn something new. So the goal with that, what I had in mind with that was sewing. I was teaching my kids how to sew at the time. I don't feel like they are really like good at that all on their own yet, but I don't think that they are terrible at it. So I guess I feel like we kind of did that, but kind of didn't quite get to where I wanted to be with it. So I don't want to give myself like a 100% on that. We're not going to check that box. The third thing I had on my homeschool list for goals was get outside more, and specifically I had mentioned gardening as one of the things, and that we definitely did. We had a pretty great garden set up last year. We had lots of zucchini and tomatoes and cucumbers and green beans and strawberries and all kinds of stuff. Peas, squash. What else did we grow? I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. This year we're planning to kind of even expand that. We're going to do a tea garden in addition to a really big vegetable garden. So I'm really excited to get that going in a couple of months. So that we can definitely put a check mark beside. And we also, in the end of 2023, got outside and did a lot of running. The kids did a lot of scootering. We did a lot of going to a local tennis court and playing tennis, things like that. Lots of outside time. So my personal goals were to put my phone away more and be more present. I don't know that I put my phone away more, but I feel like I did make a huge effort to be more present with my kids, and that was a huge thing. So I'm very thankful to have gotten to do that. I have my oldest two kids they just turned 11 and 12, and it is on my mind all the time that I don't have that many more years with them where I get to choose what they do. After that, hopefully they will still choose to come home and be with us, but I don't get that guarantee. So that is, I'm building that relationship with them now so that hopefully in the future they will want to be with their mom after they get to make that decision on their own. I wanted to exercise, and definitely that happened towards the end of the year. Right after I made that video in January of last year, I injured myself really badly, and it was just nightmarish, guys. I injured my back so bad that I couldn't even walk, let alone do any kind of exercise. But I got help through chiropractic care, was more careful about my eating habits, things like that. And then as soon as I was able to physically exercise, I got out and started, I actually can run now. And that actually is a huge blessing in my life. And I will talk about that in a little bit, but it feels like an actual miracle because it's been 17 years since I could run, and because it was just too high impact on my back. And now I'm running like 4 times a week. So that's huge for me. Another one was look for ways to feel healthier. And then I'm going to tie this last one in with that, and mental health. So I am not super like quiet about this. I won't go into all of the things, but I struggle really hard with anxiety and sometimes depression also. But I worked really hard to find ways to feel healthier mentally, in addition to all of those physical problems that I had. So at the end of last year, I did get, I already was on some medications and some different regimens for my anxiety, but I didn't feel like that was really helping towards the end of last year. And so I went back to the doctor and got some help from a few different people and got some different medication and started drinking decaf coffee and not having a lot of caffeine and trying to work on my sleep habits and things like that. And I can say that it is better than it was, but still not perfect. So you'll see this same topic kind of revisited when I go into what my goals are for next year. All right, so as far as this year's goals go, I am making a goal to get a handle on those anxiety issues that I was talking about. So, like I said, I don't feel like I'm in a perfect place right now. I feel like there is a lot that could be improved as far as my mental health goes. And so the rest of my goals really speak to things that I plan to do to get that handle on those things. So I am working with some doctors to definitely deal with that, but also I want to be even more consistent with my exercise habits. So that's a goal. I want to be more consistent with my exercise habits. So running, I want to start doing some weightlifting a little bit, not like heavy weights, but just a little bit to get some strengthening going on. I just want to get to a place where I feel strong and healthy in my body, and I feel like that's going to help me with my mental state. I also have about 25 pounds to lose. I have lost a little bit of weight. I think you probably could see it in my face and my neck from previous videos if you have watched me before. I also want to eat healthier. I am going to get allergy tested for possible allergens that are causing me some stress in my body, and that's resulting in some mental tension. So I'm going to be doing that. I already have started implementing like a green smoothie into my diet, and we're definitely working really hard to eat at home instead of eating out when we get busy. So we've got some plans in place for those kinds of things. I'll be freezer cooking more. I'll be baking more of our bread, and I already do sourdough, but that's a really healthy thing for our bodies, is the fermented grains in that. So we'll be doing more of that. You guys will probably be seeing some of this on my channel. Hopefully that's okay with you. That's just where we are in our lives right now. And I also, last one, want to learn a new skill, and that skill is going to be learning how to play the guitar that I got for Christmas this year. So there is that. As far as homeschool goes, we're going to just keep those same goals. So we're going to make more time for fun. I have a brand new baby nephew, and we're going to be spending some time with his brother and sister and the baby. So that's going to be really fun for us. I'm not sure exactly what it is that we'll be learning new together, but there's tons of things. Ellie is learning how to play the piano. My kids are taking music lessons and dance lessons and things like that. So we are also painting at our local community theater. So we're constantly learning new things in that direction, but I'm not entirely sure what it is that we're going to be focusing on in this year about, like, as far as the new skill that we'll learn, but we'll be doing that. And then getting outside even more than we already do. Like I said, we're planning to expand our garden project. We are planning to learn tennis, and we have been walking outside and running outside and scootering outside and things like that so far this year, and a little bit the end of last year, and just loving all of that. So we are going to just keep doing that. And I just don't think that we need to add any more to our plates after that. So those are our goals for 2024. And we would love to know what your goals are. So if you want to leave those in the comments, that would be awesome. And I will talk to you guys in our next video. Okay guys, let's see if I can get this hammered out before my camera decides to lose the battery. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'm going to tell you guys a really quick funny story that happened in December to my middle daughter, Ellie. She will probably be annoyed with me for sharing this, but she'll get over it and it'll be fine. So we were on our way, we did a show in December. We were in Scrooge, which is the Christmas Carol, but it's a musical version of that. And it was so fun, guys. But we were at a dinner break in between shows, and when we got back from dinner break, Ellie slid out of our friend's car, and the back of her pants got stuck on, like, the, you know, when the seat folds down, there's like a little lever or whatever that like causes the seat to do its thing. Her pants, the pocket of her jeans got stuck on that thing, and she was like suspended in the air, hanging above the ground with her feet doing this. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so funny. So then I go over to help her get down. I had to like lift her off, and lo and behold, the whole back of her pants was ripped. Like the pocket ripped off, but like also the pants underneath the pocket ripped off. She was so embarrassed that she just got so mad. She ran away from me. It was like a very tense situation for us for a little bit, but now we can laugh about it. She doesn't laugh as much as the rest of us. Poor thing. But she thankfully had a long shirt on, so no one was the wiser. So if you're worried about her little bottom hanging out of her pants, it was fine. Also, somebody had just given us a sweatshirt, and so we tied it around her waist. She was fine, but as you can imagine, for an 11-year-old, that's pretty stressful. Anyway, so that's my funny story for you guys this week. Probably somebody's going to be like, that's not funny. That's just awful. It was awful in the moment. It's funny now. So anyway, thanks for listening to me gab at you guys. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week.